Two-player gaming is our favorite way to play board games. The entire experience simultaneously feels more intense and yet far more intimate. The stories told at the table become ours and ours alone. But picking the best games to provide that experience is always challenging. And so we've put together our choices for the best two-player board games of all time. There are plenty of things in life that we can get addicted to. I know Kim and I eat way too much chocolate and consume far too many hours of anime. But sometimes board games can instill that same incessant desire, and no other game scratches at our psyche at random moments in the day demanding to be played more than Castle Combo, a quick card drafting game where players build a community of villagers by grabbing cards from a shared market, all in an effort to establish the best point scoring combination in the realm. Castle Combo is a bit of an online pleasure for me. I play this game a lot more than I probably should, and it's detrimental to my physical play because now I'm too good. I'm just I'm too good. I always like to bust it out.
The ego on this one.
I play it a lot. I know like every single card because I love the game. So whenever people come over, I just want to bust it out and show it to them. But they always lose. But that's okay because you don't have to play games to win. That doesn't have to be.
Yes, you don't
the
have
goal.
to play to win. That
Yeah.
is true. That is so true.
Exactly.
When are you gonna learn that lesson?
The more you know, lessons to learn. I love like the indirect meanness there is. This is why I exclusively play it at 2 players because you can play with more players, but I just find 2 is best.
It's better with more than 2 players.
No, it's not. It's better at 2 players, and that's why it's on this list.
It's better than 2.
Because you can move the messenger, and there's so many different ways in which you can screw your opponent over. See, because you can move the messenger if you just pay attention to their tableau, you know exactly what they want
Look
at
at
all
your
times.
own cards. Stop looking at mine.
That's part of the
Keep
game.
your eyes to yourself.
It's part of the game. You know exactly what they want, so you can make sure the messenger is at a row that they don't want it to be in, or you hate draft, or you just there's so many ways to mess with people. And it's brilliant. And all the different cards, there's so many different cards in this game, and they're all unique and they all score differently. So that no matter how often I play, it always feels different.
So I love playing this game. I don't love playing with Mike. But I do think that there is something about this game that keeps you coming back. Like, we've talked about different games before where some things are like intuitive and some things are like, because it's so easy to teach, you want to keep bringing new friends into it, so you show it to all your new friends. But this game specifically, it's not just very like intuitive and easy to teach. It also is a game that like you crave. For me at least, I crave it. I genuinely like working in the day or whatever, like, "Ugh, I want to play that game again." Or even this game like laid out right now, I'm like, I want to play it again. And it says a lot that I remember won this game and I still want to play it more and more.
There's just something about it that just draws you in. And like I said,
It's addictive.
It is addictive, and it's incredibly easy to teach. I could teach this game in my sleep.
And it's just something about it just feels so like, it's like strategic, but you don't have to be super thinky about it, you know? It's not, some people take forever in their turns.
Maybe that's why you lose. Hey, hiccup girl.
Nothing to say to you anymore. But it's just one of those games where like, you can be strategic about it, but you don't have to overly stress about every single turn. It's still just really fun to just build your tableau and you kind of go with the flow, and the art too, it's pretty and colorful and lighthearted. The whole vibe of this game is just nice. It's fun.
It's excellent. I plan on having it in my collection for as long as possible, and that is precisely why it is on this list. A brilliant 2-player game, Castle Combo. Theme is an important element of board gaming. Theme can help us escape to different worlds and really immerse ourselves in an experience. But sometimes, we just want to push around little colorful discs and play Zenith, a tug-of-war game where you and your opponent are fighting over control of 5 planets by playing cards from a small hand, pulling each planet closer to your side of the board to gain either 3 of the same planets for dominance, or influence 4 different planets to win the game. I was pretty hesitant to put this one on the list because it is so incredibly new. Like, it just came out last year. But I don't know, we played a lot, and I really enjoy it. There's just something about it that I just find so unique, despite the fact that I have played probably dozens of these like tug-of-war style games, like Caper Europe. I just feel like this is the apex of that mechanic.
We just know when a game feels like, oh, this feels it's like so like intuitively easy. It feels like, oh, it actually is like complicated. Ooh, it actually has this thing. We just know when we really like a game.
Yeah.
But for this one, it was an instant win for both of us.
It never feels like you're behind the eight ball either. Like a lot of times in these tug of war games, person will pull over the red planet, and I feel like I'll have no way to mitigate that. But because you can also use like a technology track, or I don't know what this track is called, but it's like an offerings thing. You always fit to get the leadership bonus. It always feels like you have some sort of out. And the way the mechanics all interact with one another, it's just very clever. Zenith is a very clever game.
I never really, like, honestly speaking, I never really cared for tug of war type games. To me, it's like, kind of, what's the point? Like, it's a push
They
and
can
pull.
they can be a little annoying times too,
Yeah.
because like you pull one way and then your opponent just pretty much negates. It feels like they can negate your turn sometimes.
Yeah, it feels like, it feels like almost like static in a way because like there's no real progress, and I want to see that. I hate when like I'm doing something and you just kind of like I don't like mean games, right? I don't like when my effort is just kind of nullified. I want to actually see progress what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Every single card you play has like additional things too, so you don't feel like the only thing you're doing is push or pulling. It feels like you're crafting this entire thing, and it's not like one tug of war; it's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, and it all this comes down to the creativity on the cards themselves and how much influence they give you and autonomy they
And how
give
you
you.
compound them.
Yeah, in the game itself. So you might allow an individual to start pulling that green planet towards them because for the entire game you've been holding this one card that pulls it right back to the middle, and then you're gonna pull something else and then end up winning the game.
Some very like overpowered stuff that it's like whoa, and throws in this kind of like wildcard element to the game, but it's still like within the realms of what the game, like what you expect from this game.
Yeah.
And so it's just like a boost of excitement.
Yeah, and it's a build up too. It's a ramp up too because like at first you're playing these like kind of piddly cards that do like minor things,
And the costs are cheap.
but the cost gets cheaper the more cards you lay down. So then eventually you start building up and you're playing these like giant cards that just do all these like crazy things. Yeah, it's great. So even though it's a 2025 release, it's an awesome game and it deserves to be on our top 10 two-player games at Zenith.
And you absolutely should try it.
100%. Try it. Oh, join the Discord. Play with those guys. Play with me. I'm on the Discord. I'll play this game. I don't mind. Play it on Board Game Arena all the time.
Fair warning, I've warned you, he's mean.
I mean, but don't be mean to me because that's mean. Only I get to be mean. Zenith.
Good luck.
Sometimes you want a cozy experience when gaming, where it doesn't matter how long you take because it's all part of the journey. While other times you want an experience that provides an immense pressure to perform as efficiently as possible, and the White Castle is just the game to provide that weight. A dice placement game set in feudal Japan where players control noble clans, drafting dice to harvest fields, climb the castle hierarchy, and dominate the battlefields. White Castle is one of our favorite games. It's a game that we bust out quite often, but because it's pretty easy to go through, and it's really enjoyable. I love the fact that it feels like you're always under tension because there's just so few rounds and there's so few. It's like 9 turns. Your 9 turns to be as efficient as possible. So you're looking for like the perfect combos at all times. It's a good type of overwhelming.
It's one of my all-time favorite games, and it makes you hyperfixate on every single turn and action you do.
Yeah.
You need to be extremely efficient with every single one of your turns. And so every turn you feel like you like solved war hunger. Like you did such an amazing thing. It was so incredible. You want to watch what you did because it was that fantastic.
Yeah, when you start getting that combo chain going,
You have to for every
you kind
turn.
of have to. It does look very impressive. And there's like pretty decent interaction in this game too. Like, yeah, it's mostly fairly passive, but just the fact that you can sort of mess with people's farmers and by taking the die, the last die that they would need in order to activate their farmer, feels good. It feels good. And that's why I think I like it more at a two.
Again, why you always want to be mean?
I will always find a way to be mean in any game I play.
That's never how I play, but somehow you still do very well in games. So
But this is why I like it at 2 players because the board state doesn't change as much, so you have a bit more room to sort of strategize and, tactically adapt in between turns. And I can pay closer attention to what my opponent is doing rather than like 3 or 4 other people at the table. Even though it plays multiple players just really well as well, but I just think it's a fantastic 2-player game.
yeah, and that's the thing. There's a two-player version of this game. It's a little different. We do actually like the regular White Castle version better, and I kind of really like that it's so good at 2 players. And so if you're like us and only 2 of you live at home, like great. But if you have friends over, you could also play this game with them and it would still be fantastic.
Yeah, and you never feel like you're getting screwed over by the dice because there's a few ways you can mitigate them, and there's a variety of different places in which you can place them to do different actions. Yeah, it's just a really pleasurable game, and that's actually why we did a full playthrough. It's available on this channel. I think it's a pretty good playthrough. It's all
Available on this channel. What else would it be available? Amazon Prime, Netflix.
in theaters near you. No, but it's good. Like I actually edited. It's not one of those full playthroughs where you just watch somebody play for like an hour and they're like coughing and stuff. No, like it's all edited.
All my coughs have been edited out of this
That's right.
video.
So check that out. Check this game out if you haven't already. Fantastic 2-player game, The White Castle. There are times when a sequel comes around that amazingly seems to dwarf the impact and quality of its predecessor to the point where you almost forget the previous game even exists. No game accomplishes this Herculean feat better than 7 Wonders Duel for Middle Earth, a card drafting reimplementation of 7 Wonders Duel, where one player does their best to guide the Fellowship toward Mount Doom, while the other plays Sauron, seeking to capture the nasty hobbits, all while attempting to dominate Middle Earth through war and alliances. When I first got this game, I thought it was going to be a little gimmicky. Like I thought, why do we need another game with the Lord of the Rings like slapped onto it? I gotta say,
I feel about all the Lord of the Rings games.
but this one, like, it made sense. Everything just made sense. It was probably, this is the best implementation. There's no purpose to owning any of the other 7 Wonders Duel games. This is the best one. It all comes down to how it's entirely objective based now. Forget victory points. They don't matter. They're boring. It's really boring to take a card and just be like, I got some victory points. Here, everything is pleasurable. Everything's exciting. You're chasing Frodo down to try to get the ring, or he's going to drop it in Mordor, or you're doing all the shenanigans on the main board and conquering cities, or you're trying to get alliances with the other races of Middle Earth, which in this game actually gives you bonuses that you can use throughout the entirety of the game. Everything is like this like gratification.
You know, you hear of like the games that you enjoy, like Duel and 7 Wonders, and you're like, I don't really want just Lord of the Rings themed cards. And that's all the difference, right? This actually felt like a whole new game that used the main mechanism, which is why this was so fun. It's so different too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot to keep track of in this game. That's what makes it so fun, because on the one hand, you're going around this main map and you're putting down strongholds and you're putting on men and moving your troops around. Opponents thinking, oh no, he's like 3 spots away from winning the game. But then you have this other track that you're keeping track of, like, oh no, he's about to catch me before I throw the ring into Mordor. There's just a lot. There's a lot, and it's all interesting, and it's all getting it done in like it's 20 minutes.
So short that it kind of feels like almost like a filler party game. It's complicated, but very light. It's got a great balance of it. And all the small things, like the little bonuses you get when you accomplish smaller kind of like set collection type goals, they're still very powerful. You still feel like nothing's kind of just like slapped on like a small extra. Everything feels really well thought out, and it makes this game feel very robust.
Yeah, and they're rewarding. Everything you do feels like you're being rewarded, which is it's a lot of fun. This is a great game. Definitely check it out. That's why it's on our list. It's a fantastic 2-player game. There are some games that feel as though they've always existed. Games that are timeless in design and absolutely brimming with options despite their clean and beautiful simplicity. No other game captures that better than Castles of Burgundy, a dice placement and tile drafting game set in medieval France where you're rolling dice each round to either grab tiles from the central board or place them into your personal estate, building out settlements, mines, farms, and castles to score as many points as possible. Castles of Burgundy is one of those games that you will find people on Board Game Geek raving about and calling elegant. This is one of the games in which I think it is perfectly applicable to. This is I think in terms of contemporary board game design, I don't know if I've used this word before on this channel. It's a masterpiece. Castles of Burgundy is a masterpiece in terms of board games. Like, even if you don't like it, you can like respect its design.
It feels OG to me.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like a classic that's been around forever.
It feels like it's always existed.
And when you say elegant, it just reminds me of like cartoon, was it the anime, sorry, where like he keeps going like so elegant, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I
And
know.
it's
They won't, but I know.
But it just feels like some like old guy in like a tux, and like it's like some like butler
Some
with a
spy family.
ponytail.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tim. And then he's like so shocked that Anna's like Anna?
It doesn't matter. And with Castles of Burgundy.
Anyways, it just feels like such a classic game. And you had mentioned the word nostalgic to me earlier, and I'm like, It does feel like that. Like I didn't play this 20 years ago, but something about like the way it's designed, the whole play, the experience of it just feels like such a classic board game. Like it's not trying to be like nowadays games a lot of them try to be like very different, very new, very extreme
Yeah,
themes
and
and topics.
flashy and stuff with like
Yeah.
different cards. Like, oh, I have this player power. I have this player
A
power.
lot of
No.
very overpowered
Yeah.
specific things, and you're not questioning the balance and stuff like that. This game just feels like it's just such a like comforting, cozy game, a
Yeah.
classic that you can enjoy with 2 players or more.
Yeah, it plays more, but like we just exclusively play it at 2 players because it's easier to track your opponent and adapt to what they're trying to do. Like that there's one castle and you know that there's one mine.
Easy to be mean.
Easier to be mean because you can scoop those out from underneath them, or you
Really?
buy something from the shared market, which they need, or make sure you get just ahead of them in the race for the boats. There's a lot more ways to be tactical and to
I
have
feel
a
like
strategic vision.
stalking what people around you are doing.
Yeah.
It's easy when it's 2 players versus 4 players, and you gotta like manage everyone. So you don't manage one person's like play.
Yeah, and even though it's all dice based, you never feel like you're at the mercy of the dice itself because there's different ways in which you can mitigate the dice through
Yeah.
the workers.
Yeah, the -+1 mining men.
Yes, right. Yeah, so Castles of Burgundy, it had to be on this list. It is a brilliant game.
It's a classic. You love it.
Yeah, it'll always be around. Sometimes you want to cooperate with your gaming partner and build something together that you can both share and be proud of. And sometimes you want to hear the lamentations as you crush their carefully laid plans and see their cards driven before them in Seasons, a card tableau builder that sees players taking on the role of wizards, drafting items and spells to summon powerful familiars, convert energy to crystals, and destroy lifelong friendships. Seasons is easily one of my favorite mean games. Yes, I love how wonderfully diabolical this game is. And so it's really overwhelming for a new player because you're looking like, I don't know what I need.
Why was this the first game you ever taught me?
So that I could destroy you and then you'd be impressed by my brilliance. And I was mean. When I first taught you this game, I should have, but I did not. I did not hold back. I was like, boom, I play this, you destroy that card.
Something is wrong with me.
She's still here.
Well, why am I still here?
She's a
Why?
masochist. She's a masochist. But Seasons is absolutely brilliant. I've had it in my collection for many, many years. And I love it. I have all the expansions and I just keep coming back to it. And it's not just because it's mean, it's because all the cards, there's just so many cards and they're all beautifully illustrated. They're all wonderfully creative in
It's
their
all
mechanics.
monsters.
It's mostly monsters, yeah. But they're all like really creative in their mechanics and how they interact with one another. And you got these like wonderfully like huge chunky dice. You get to freaking roll. They're huge. I love them. I love the game. I don't think you like this game as much as I do.
I mean, I really like this game, and then hearing your description of it, I'm like, man, I think I like the game less now. It's a pretty solid game, but knowing that Mike likes it for the meanness, I'm like,
It's not all
your
mean.
ranking, and it's
Yeah.
just like -2 now.
It's not all mean. Those cards aren't of the entire deck. I make it seem like it's a take that game. It really is.
No, but you are that player.
Yeah.
So if it's a mean card, you're gonna
Yes.
like pull it out of.
But they are like a tiny fraction of the entire deck, and it's a big deck card.
Yeah, no, I would say the game is actually really fun outside of. Don't play with Mike. It's really fun.
Like I said, you're only getting you don't get that many cards in the game, and you
No.
have to be. It is a really tight action.
And from that, you guys don't play all your cards. You probably can't afford to play all your cards.
No, you can, and like everything is like purposely limiting you. Even the amount of cards that you're allowed to put down, like you have a certain track on your summoning gauge, and you can only play down as high as your summoning gauge, and so you have to take dice, which mitigate that by adding star value, increasing the amount of cards that you can summon. Everything just like demands you be like just performing on peak efficiency.
It makes you like it's like pulling teeth for every single like ability you get.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just some games just give you lots of shit. Every turn, everyone is like give you lots of like you love the dopamine hit stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But this is very much like you are fighting tooth and nail for every single thing you earned. Every single
And that's important because that's what makes it hit so much harder when somebody takes away victory points or crystals from you.
True. But you're right. It is what causes the pain. Oh no, I see why you like this.
That's exactly it. And like you said, the hot
I think
potato card.
some of that is annoying as hell. Now I know he loves that.
That's Seasons. Wicked game. If you haven't
Really
checked it
fun
out,
though.
definitely check it out. Sometimes a game comes along that not only bonds two people through a shared experience, but facilitates this amazing story that both of you tell together at the table. War of the Ring is such a game that sees one player guiding the free peoples in a desperate attempt to destroy the One Ring, while the other commands Sauron's overwhelming armies across the map. Through asymmetric factions, restrictive action dice, and iconic characters, each session unfolds as a tense, player-driven saga shaped by hard decisions, clever card play, and a few lucky dice rolls. Okay, I had to sneak this one on the list. This is a game that Kim doesn't enjoy.
It's not on my list.
No, but I had to there are so many.
Had to.
This is the best two-player games that we've both enjoyed together. Like it has to be something we both like. So there's a lot of games that I would have on my personal list that just they don't make the cut. And some of those are war games, like Conflict of Heroes. But okay, it doesn't matter. I had to put War of the Ring in. It is like one of the definitive two-player games. It is a brilliant introductory war game. Like you start here and you can branch out to lots of different other things. And it's just like, look at the board. It is so beautiful and
It's ginormous.
it is it's so great. It's covering the entire friggin' screen.
It's typical men in the war. Takes over everything.
I guess so. No other game, I think, better captures its source material than War of the Ring. It truly makes you feel like you're dipping your toes into Middle Earth and you're like living your own narrative experience through the game. And you can follow the things that get done in the books, or you can veer slightly off course and just do something entirely different that just feels, I don't know, the whole process just feels incredibly immersive and deeply rewarding. And for a two-player game, it is also incredibly strategic and very cutthroat. Having to mitigate everything you do with these dice, which sometimes can feel like a blessing, and other times like an awful, awful curse. You have this like overarching strategy, but the dice will always separate the good players from the bad players by having you have to adapt to what you roll, because you want to do lots of different actions, but you might not be able to. Also, if you haven't watched it, I went into a bit more detail in this in my thematic documentary, which was the last video I released, which is like super underviewed. So definitely give it a view. I promise you, it's awesome. Like it's really good.
It's worth like a movie night.
Yeah, it's shot like we try to make some videos on here where I try to shoot it like it's a movie. And that was one of the ones that I did that I wanted to look like it was like a film. And yeah, War of the Ring is definitely on there because it's probably one of the best thematic games, as well as being one of the best two-player games. So if you've never tried War of the Ring, you should give it a go. It is amazing, and it appears on tons of my lists. Kim and I may never be able to properly express how much joy we get from placing these tiny little plastic domes from our 4th spot game to build our very own underwater cities. A worker placement and engine builder where you're placing your workers to perform various actions on a shared board to collect resources and construct a sprawling network of underwater cities, tunnels, and support buildings on your personal board to build the best underwater metropolis to ever exist. Underwater Cities is one of those games that is like deceptively simple. Like I can explain this game really easily. And the second I explain it, you just kind of get it, because all you're doing is you place your worker down, you throw that sucker down, and then hopefully if you plan correctly, you play the same color of card that goes along with the area where you've placed your worker. And then you get even more stuff. It's very easy to understand, and yet I don't know, there's just so much to think about on any given turn that it's like I find it deeply pleasurable.
This game allows for like exactly what we love, which is like a lot
Yeah.
of like complicated, uh, well planned actions, but still a lot of it is just super intuitive.
Mechanically simple, more or less.
Yeah.
And like there's all the cards too, have a like good amount of variety, and there's 3 different rounds and 3 different decks of cards. And each one you're trying to find like the best cards that synergize together, and just trying to find that like perfect storm where you can just like dominate and get tons and tons of victory points. It always feels like this is a game that just constantly feels rewarding and satisfying every time you're taking an action, regardless. Well, okay, not every time. Sometimes it does suck to lay down your worker because you need to do that action, but you don't have the right color of card. But even when that happens, it's still an enjoyable experience.
You know what my favorite thing about this game actually is? I actually love these
The
like
domes?
the domes, like the
Cities.
3D pieces, and like we've talked about this before, but the reason like I like playing board games more than like video games, and it's like the tactile
Oh,
experience. And as much as I love, like the traditional board games with cards and like dice, especially, something about this is just like so visually different that the mechanism play, the strategy side is very strong, but the visual component, the tactile component, it does like impact the experience, and that to me is very unique and makes it a lot more like memorable experience and makes you crave that experience again. Yeah, and it is a very satisfying game. You feel like really good about like each of your turns and the whole like activity of the game. There's not a lot of meanness, but Michael finally makes me mean in any game.
well, you can look over what your opponent's doing and know
Stop looking at my
and know
side.
what they want and then go there before they go there. But other than
That's
that,
just a Mike rudeness.
it's a low interaction game. But regardless, it's a solid one. And that's why it is on our list because it is a brilliant game.
Highly recommend you try it.
Absolutely. Sometimes you find a game that plays so quickly that requires minimal effort to learn and yet offers this beautifully overwhelming sense of autonomy. For Kim and I, our number 3 pick is a game that impresses us with every turn, and that's Five Tribes, a Mancala-style area control game set in the Arabian Nights where you're picking up and redistributing color wooden meeples across a grid of tiles, trying to land on a space where your last drop meeple matches the color already there to score points, hire gins, collect resources, and claim tiles with your camels, all to become the best merchant. I think Five Tribes is easily one of my favorite, I want to call it abstract strategy games. There's a theme here, I suppose, but you don't care what the theme is. It's just a lot of fun doing the Mancala thing where you take up all these workers and you just start placing them down. And then when you put them down in the right spot, you take all the cell the same color.
It's just so like classically fun. Like, yeah, the picking up, putting down workers. There's something so basic and easy about this game, but the strategy layers of it make it feel so complicated, and you feel so smart when you do something cool.
Yeah. But mechanically,
So good.
it's so incredibly simple. And there are so many permutations on any given turn. Like when you take your turn, it can be a little overwhelming because you can pick up from the center. You take these guys, yeah? But then when you start placing them down, you can go in any direction. Like there's just so
Yeah,
many.
he says
Like,
overwhelming in the and not in like a bad way, but in
no,
it's
in a
like
good
this.
way.
It's just there's so many options that you never feel stuck.
Yeah.
You feel like you just don't know what to do because you have so many options.
Yeah, and it's there's this perfectly optimal move, but you can't spend a million years taking your turn.
Yeah,
So you
Mike,
just
you can't spend it
I'm
really on
not, I'm
years.
not. So you have to cut down and just say, okay, this is what I'm going for, and this is the strategy I'm going for. And I think 2 players for Five Tribes, it's the only way I want to play. I don't
I
want to
agree.
remember the last time I played more than that because you get to dictate the turn order through auctioning. And so what you're trying to do is you want to go right next to each other. You want to go, if you're going second, you also want to go third because you can set yourself up for your next turn, which just adds this new layer of strategy in a game already packed filled with tactical strategy. And I should definitely say that this game just feels different. Like the way it plays. We have played, I have, well, me especially, I've played tons of games. I don't know, maybe 1,000? I'm not sure how many games I've played at this point, but nothing feels like Five Tribes. Like putting out these workers and picking them up and putting down little trees and taking gins to give you player power. Nothing feels like this game, despite the fact that it's pretty old now, but it's still worth it. It's still a brilliant 2-player game, and it will always be in our top 10 for
You
2
were right,
players.
but some other game we talked about as well, that there's something to this game that feels nostalgic. It just feels like it almost feels like,
This one does too.
yeah, it does feel like it's something that you've been playing for ages and ages.
Because we have.
We have, but the sometimes like, I think there is an element to like the simplicities of some games. Like,
Yeah,
not like games you grew up playing, like chess or even like checkers, like something about it just feels like so simple. Even Connect Four, like
sure.
something nostalgic, young, so easy to learn to play, but also there's like layers of complexity that can be added into it, and just so comforting. It's a very like comforting stay home date night game for me because there's a layer of like just so satisfying.
Yeah, it's a brilliant game. If you haven't played it, you're a fool. This is a classic
It's
Days of Wonder. It's
it's
one of the best
addictive.
Days of Wonder. It goes like Ticket to Ride, and then it goes Five Tribes.
I would scratch Ticket to Ride. I would just go straight to Five Tribes.
Yeah, I probably would too. Five Tribes, awesome 2-player game. There is only one game that Kim and I think about constantly when we're not playing and crave when it's been too long, and that is Ark Nova, a card-driven engine builder where you're managing a zoo by playing animals, sponsors, and project cards through a clever action system where the less recently you've used an action, the more powerful it becomes, all while racing to get as much conservation points as possible and win the game. Ark Nova is our favorite two-player board game of all time. This is a game that Kim and I, well, we've reviewed on this channel for one. You definitely check that out. We 100% gave it like a 9 or a 10, I think. Anytime it comes up in a video, it gets an S rank because we love it. We love it. It's one of the few games we literally just like crave. Where a month or two goes by, we're like, we have played Ark Nova. What is wrong? Our lives are not complete.
For the time that we've had it for, it's consistently always been a go-to game for us, both because it allows for a lot of strategic and complex kind of actions and mechanisms. It's when you're playing this game, your mind is not elsewhere. Like I don't like when I'm like, playing a raceable game and I'm still thinking about work and all that kind of stuff. I want it to be fully focused on the thing, and this fully sucks you in. The theme is very strong. The whole game execution is very well done. And even if you don't play it for a month or two, or even 6 months and come back to it, it's very easy to jump right back into it. It's not like just a lot of details that you like don't remember these things. Everything's really intuitive. It's a really smooth experience.
Yeah, and just everything is just very clever. The design itself is just very clever.
It's very
Like
seamless.
the action selection where you lay down your card and then but you want it to be a stronger action, so you let it sort of build up and then finally you use it and it shifts back down to the one. It's just smart. And the fact that you can upgrade them and all the animals have different abilities which provide it, and then like you can tactically adjust all the time, even though you have like these overarching strategic goals provided by the bonus cards for the end game. The fact that it's a race, I find really exciting too.
Yeah. And the scoring mechanism is, I love when there's interesting scoring mechanisms, and this when it
So too.
overlaps. It's so fun. It's so fulfilling every time. And you don't have to like, I hate when you have to go back to your rule book every time you even played a game a little bit because you forget all these details. It's just such a well done game.
Yeah, and even though there's like so many different cards, it's just there's so much love that went into the game. Like all the animals, they feel like pretty different. And it's just and like yeah, you can get snookered by bad luck when bad draws sometimes.
Only you can.
Well, anybody can. You might be waiting for a specific card to pop up and it doesn't. Like the damn bears. The bears just like you play a bear strat and then the bears just stop showing up. But that's okay. It doesn't matter
But
because
there are ways to kind of go through the deck faster and stuff.
yeah, especially with the expansion, because a wave comes and it just like washes them away or something. I don't know. It's just a really well done game.
Kind of game where I never feel like hesitant to recommend to different people. When people ask like what games I tried, I'm like, this is so educational. It feels so wholesome.
I'm learning.
Yeah, and it also is one of those like because you're learning all the complex board game mechanisms feel so well like intertwined into the experience. It's not like, oh, you need to know this mechanism, this mechanism, this mechanism, and then you'll be able to play this game. It's as long as you're interested in just like learning it, being open-minded, the theme will grab you in, and all the mechanisms are so seamlessly into
They're
it.
woven together nicely. It doesn't feel haphazard. It's not like other games where you're doing some bullshit on a board and then you're doing stuff over here and everything feels
Yeah, it's like
constructed.
you do this one thing, you focus here, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that thing. I need to do that too. You don't feel that at all. This game feels like everything is like part and parcel of the experience.
Yeah, Ark Nova is an absolutely brilliant game, and if you have never played it, you have to.
Yeah, give it a shot. It might be overwhelming to learn for the very first play, I'd say, but like give it a genuine try and you will love it.
Number 1. And those are our favorite two-player board games of all time. Kim and I love gaming together, and sharing this hobby is one of our greatest passions because... But I definitely want to make some honorable mentions. I have to, because some of the games that just Kim doesn't like.
Then they should not be in this video.
Yeah, but they're still amazing two-player games. Okay, first of all, foremost, Twilight Struggle, 1960 Making of the President, and Labyrinth. It doesn't matter which one, but you have to have played one of those games. Labyrinth is brilliant. Twilight Struggle is brilliant. They are amazing too. Actually, you know what? You should probably, if we haven't played them, I own 2 of them. You should try them. I think you'll like them. They're like, it's like Watergate. Do you remember Watergate?
Yeah, I loved Watergate.
But it's a bit more like, it's more advanced. It's like 2 hours instead of like 30 minutes. And
That's
there's a lot
fine.
more to it. Okay, we'll try one. Okay, those definitely deserve, at least one of those deserve to be on the list. Other ones, war games. War games have...
No, that whole category.
See, this is why. They have to be in honorable mentions. Conflict of Heroes. Have you ever considered doing like a a chit-based war game, Conflict of Heroes is the game. And then from there, you can move up to like Combat Commander Europe or Advanced Squad Leader. But yeah, Conflict of Heroes is one of my favorite ones.
Fine.
Okay, a few more. Undaunted.
I hate it. I hate that game.
See, this is why I couldn't win the list. Any of the Undaunted, they're all great. All of them, Northern Normandy, the Battle of Britain, or whatever. All Stalingrad, all great games. Also, sort of like introductory war games. And there's probably a few classics that I would have fit in this list, but I didn't think you'd like them. I was considering Race for the Galaxy, but I don't think you.
I like Roll for the Galaxy, but
Yeah, see, you like Roll for the Galaxy, but you don't really like Race for the Galaxy. But that would have probably been on one of my like personal lists, as well as probably the Just for Robin Hood. I should just make my own. Well,
what?
10. Okay, well that's for a future date. For now, that's it. That's everything. That's our list.
Let you know how a relationship works.
What?
Is you must both come to an agreement on things. It's not like this is my.
Well, that's what we did.
thing.
That's what this list was. Thank you very much.
What you don't see is Goose's hit here, giving me, like.
He's approving of my list.
No, he's saying like Papa's wrong.
No, he thinks I'm right. Goose will play war games.
That's why he's sitting beside me, not you, because he's like, I will comfort you, as Papa says all these wrong things.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Join the Patreon and 100% join the Discord. Like I said, friendly, super awesome people, always willing to teach you new games, and they schedule games like well in advance. Wicked community.
So, yeah. Thank you. Everyone I've met from the channel has been amazing, including you guys. Thank you for your support this far.
Yeah, thank you very much. Love doing this stuff. Hoping to produce more regularly.
Yeah. Let us know if you disagree with any of our games and what your personal must try to play a game would be. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye everyone.